it's not easy to arrive in a team and perform straight away. We can see obviously Florian Wirtz at Liverpool, but I always have a question mark on people that perform in Germany. That's only me. I'm not saying that they won't perform in another league. I'm just saying because of the way the league is, they're really stretched. So if you can run well, you're gonna have a lot of opportunity, goals, assists. People can run with you in this league.
Thierry, I couldn't agree more. The Bundesliga is such an entertaining league. Goals scored everywhere, no matter what teams are playing. But there's a reason for this. Yeah, it's entertaining to watch Bayern Munich score 8 goals against a mid to low table Bundesliga team, but clean sheets are a rarity in this league. Attackers thrive here, and defenders, not so much. You see Hoffenheim beat Mönchengladbach 5-1, Dortmund conceding 2 goals to St. Pauli in a 3-2 win, Stuttgart beating Leverkusen 4-1. These are all results from the last few months. People always talk about the Premier League's pace and players from abroad not being able to catch up with the league's speed and intensity, but this is where they're wrong. The Bundesliga is where intensity became a thing. It's where gegenpressing became a thing first under Ralf Rangnick, and then later on in prime Dortmund under Jurgen Klopp in the early 2010s. Bayern are consistently on top of the league competition, and they compete in Europe with the big teams alongside other German clubs. Clearly, teams from the Bundesliga have the quality, they have the players. So why do Bundesliga signings tend to underperform in the Premier League? Hi, welcome back to T.H.S. Leave a like, subscribe, and let's get back into the video. Let's take a look at Jadon Sancho. It's very easy to look at Sancho now and criticize his football ability, but just 5 years ago, he was lighting it up with Dortmund in the league and in Europe, scoring 20 and assisting 20 in his best and final season there. Dortmund Sancho was a real baller. The way the ball stuck to his feet, the way he carried himself, the way he constantly created opportunities for himself and his teammates, particularly Erling Haaland. He was being mentioned with names like Kylian Mbappe as one of Europe's best young players. He then, of course, made the inevitable big money move that was coming for about 2 years to Man United for £73 million. Safe to say, I, as a Man United fan since I was a child, was super excited. Rashford, Greenwood, and Dan James were incredible in the attack in the previous 2 seasons under Oli. Replace James with Jadon Sancho, and we were gonna win it all. But that was the summer Ronaldo made his emotional return to Man United. That meant no more fluid movement in the attack, no more fast transitions, no more positional rotation. You played for Ronaldo. All crosses went to Ronaldo. I mean, rightfully so, this is Cristiano Ronaldo after all. But it completely disrupted the team. Sancho and Greenwood would rotate on the right wing, and in the second half of the season under Ralf Rangnick, Sancho would start on the left. You had to do Ronaldo's running for him, but as a player who was never particularly gifted with physicality, Sancho clearly struggled here. When he should have been platformed slowly and integrated into the team and into the league, his first season was derailed by many factors, including Ronaldo's signing, obviously the sacking of the manager who brought him to the league to begin with, and really the complete turmoil that Man United was in that year. Of course, he himself has to take accountability here for some of the things like his lack of effort, his lack of accountability, and really just not showing any kind of improvement in his first season. But even in United's best season in the last, I would say, 10 years since Sir Alex Ferguson left, which was under Erik ten Hag in 22-23, Sancho still underperformed. He had half a season loaned back to Borussia Dortmund in 23-24. He looked like the player that United spent all the money on. Sancho was back in the German league, and he looked reborn. The player that failed so spectacularly in the Premier League was tearing up the Bundesliga. It's not exactly a good look for the Bundesliga. Transfers that happened around the same time were Kai Havertz, Christian Pulisic, Timo Werner, who all had bad seasons in England at the start. Havertz, after a failed Chelsea career, moved to a stable Arsenal team and actually is now playing well for them, arguably their best striker. Timo Werner, a spectacular failure twice. He left the Premier League, he went back to Germany, he came back to England under Tottenham, went back to Germany, and then now is in the MLS. Christian Pulisic is actually looking very good in this area. Props to him. Havertz is also doing very well at Arsenal. Let's look at some of the most recent transfers. Liverpool broke the British transfer record to sign Florian Wirtz, who was considered a wonder kid over the last couple of years. I mean, if you saw clips of this kid at Bayer Leverkusen, you would have wanted him in your team. Man United fans were talking about him potentially replacing Bruno. City fans were talking about him replacing Kevin De Bruyne. He had the world at his feet. And he makes the big money move to Liverpool, the Premier League champions, and underperforms severely. 3 goals and 3 assists in 26 appearances in all competitions. £160 million for 6 goal contributions by February. Huge outlay for very little disappointing output. The same thing is happening with Jeremy Frimpong, who isn't performing to the expected level right now. Benjamin Sesko and Xavi Simons fall into that same category as well. Big money was invested into all of these guys, but they have failed to deliver on expectations. But what about the success stories? What about the transfers that have hit? A great example of this is Hugo Ekitike. Ekitike has had a great start to life at Liverpool, and he's getting better game by game. Then you have the one and only King Kevin De Bruyne. I'm a Man United fan. Kevin De Bruyne has given me some of my worst memories as a fan, but I have to say he is one of the best midfielders I personally have ever seen, and he's definitely up there with the best, if not the best himself in Premier League history. He was considered a flop at Chelsea, which will forever be a stain on their club. He went to Germany with Werder Bremen first, and then for Wolfsburg before City took the punt on him, and safe to say, the gamble paid off. Humanson falls into the same category. He came up in Germany, sharpened his craft, came to Tottenham, and established one of the deadliest Premier League duos we have ever seen with Harry Kane. Mesut Ozil to Real Madrid and then Arsenal is another incredible Bundesliga export. Bobby Firmino obviously wasn't exactly the lights out there in terms of goals and assists, but the tactical advantage that he gave Liverpool under Klopp playing as the false nine with Sadio Mane and Mo Salah on either side of him was immense. So why do some players succeed and some don't? The success stories we've talked about today are outliers. They were given proper platforms and environments to flourish. So going back to what Thierry Henry said about the Bundesliga, people can run with you in this league. Teams are more and more compact, stronger defensively, more astute out of possession. Even on the counterattacks, Premier League defenses are filled with freak athletes. You have to have just more than technique in the Premier League. You have to match the physical demands. You have to match the speed, the pace, the intensity, the strength of the players. What worked in the Bundesliga will not work in the Premier League. So yes, the Bundesliga tax is a real thing, but much like the rest of the regular world, not everyone pays their dues.